If you have problems falling asleep, try this. I will read out a really boring excerpt from some really boring campground regulations from Michigan. You have to listen and concentrate on the text. Sleep well. Department of Environmental Quality, Drinking Water and Radiological Protection Division, Campgrounds. Rule 325.1551. Definitions. Rule 1. As used in these rules, A. Act means Act number 368 of the Public Acts of 1978, as amended, being paragraph 333.1101 et seq. Of the Michigan compiled laws. B. Camping cabin means a recreational unit that is a hard-sided tent or shelter that is less than 400 square feet in area, that is on skids, designed to facilitate relocation from time to time, and that does not have a direct connection to a source of water. C. Modern campground means a campground where water flush toilets and water under pressure are available at a service building, or where a water outlet and a sewer connection are available at each site. D. Park model recreational unit means a recreational unit that is built on a single chassis mounted on wheels, that has a gross trailer area of not more than 400 square feet in the setup mode, and that is certified by the manufacturer as complying with American National Standards Institute Standard A119.5. E. Primitive campground means a campground where a service building that has water flush toilets is not provided and where sewer connections are not provided to sites. F. Sanitary facilities means all of the following. 1. The water supply and all water distribution facilities. 2. All sewage collection, sewage treatment and sewage disposal facilities. 3. Service buildings. 4. Sanitary stations. G. Sanitary station means a facility where recreational units equipped with freshwater storage tanks and sewage holding tanks can be serviced. H. Seasonally sited recreational unit means a recreational unit that remains on a site for a continuous period of time of more than 31 days in one calendar year. I. Service building means a structure or portion of a structure that is used to house sanitary facilities, such as water closets, lavatories, and showers. J. Site means the camp space or land area designated for each recreational unit in a campground. K. Temporary campground means a campground that is used on a temporary or short-term basis that is not more than 4 weeks. L. Temporary living quarters, as related to camping, means a recreational unit that is occupied or used for more than 4 hours between the hours of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2. The terms defined in the Act have the same meanings when used in these rules. I will leave these out. R. Rule 325.1552. Location. Rule 2. 1. A campground owner shall not locate a campground where it may be detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare. 2. A campground owner shall not locate a campground on top of a completed Type 2 sanitary landfill as described in Part 115 of Act No. 451 of the Public Acts of 1994 as amended, being paragraph 324.11501 et seq. Of the Michigan compiled laws, or on a completed waste disposal facility as described in Part 111 of Act No. 451 of the Public Acts of 1994 as amended, being paragraph 324.11101 et seq. Of the Michigan compiled laws. 3. A campground owner shall locate all outlets to the water distribution system above the elevation defining the 100-year floodplain. The owner shall locate the top of site sewer connections above the elevation defining the 100-year floodplain. This sub-rule does not apply to water outlets and sewer risers constructed before the effective date of this rule. Rule 325.1553 Applications for construction permits. Contents. Rule 3. 1. A campground owner shall submit an application for a construction permit for a new campground or for an alteration or addition to an existing campground that includes information regarding the proposed physical facilities. A permit applicant shall submit 4 sets of plans which are drawn to scale, which show the plot plan and details of all planned facilities, and which clearly indicate how the campground will be constructed in order to comply with these rules. A permit applicant shall submit 3 sets with the application to the department and 1 set to the local or district health department having jurisdiction. If the total cost of a project is more than $15,000, then an engineer who is licensed in Michigan shall prepare all plans for new sanitary campground facilities or for additions or alterations to existing sanitary campground facilities. 2. An application shall indicate the proposed method of garbage and refuse, storage and disposal. Rule 325.1554 Construction permits. Rule 4. A construction permit is non-transferable unless the department gives its written consent to a permit transfer. A permit expires 3 years after its date of issuance unless the department grants an extension. The department shall not include delays in construction incurred by reason of litigation incident to the planning or construction of a campground in calculating the date a permit expires. If a petition for extending a permit is granted, the department may require any alterations in the campground plans that would be necessary for approval if the plans for the campground were being submitted at the date that the extension is granted. The department shall list any conditions or stipulations for application approval on the construction permit. Rule 325.1555 Temporary campgrounds. Application for license. Operational period. Rule 5. 1. An applicant for a temporary campground license shall submit an application on a form supplied by the department to the local health department having jurisdiction not less than 2 weeks before operating the temporary campground. The local health department shall then issue or deny the license and forward a copy of the completed application for a license or the reasons for denial to the applicant and to the department. The temporary campground shall not receive recreational units until a license is issued by the department or local health department and displayed at the campground. A temporary campground may operate for not more than a 2-week period unless approval for an extension is obtained from the local health department. An applicant for an extension shall submit an application to the local health department not less than 3 days before the expiration date of the first 2-week period. A temporary campground shall not operate for more than a 4-week period. Not less than 30 days shall elapse between the end of one licensing period for a temporary campground and the beginning of another for the same campground location. These rules apply to temporary campgrounds except as modified by this rule. 2. A temporary campground owner or operator shall provide toilet facilities in a temporary campground in accordance with the schedules indicated in Rule 325.1555A for temporary primitive campgrounds and Rule 325.1555B